What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel here. How about that insanely cinematic intro? Huge shout out to City Surfer, Corey, Eastgate Unity, Fred, and Ninja Pants, Dan. Those guys helped out tremendously in creating that content there. If you haven't yet, go ahead and check out Fred's video and Corey's video when it comes out, and make sure that you guys go ahead and give them a thumbs up and subscribe as well too. They, it was just a really cool opportunity that Corey and I got to receive the boards a little earlier than production, and we were out and we said, you know what, we're close to each other. Let's go ahead and meet up and film in New York City and get those incredible shots here. So, I mean, you can see for yourself, these boards look spectacular. I mean, obviously the LED light features inside of these boards is absolutely incredible. Now, I do have the Zealot S2. Corey did get the Zealot X, so I will be talking primarily on the Zealot S2 for this video. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the deck. No, let me explain the deck here. You know nothing about the deck here. Okay, Jesus. Hello, everyone. Dr. Eastgate here again. Nice to see you all. I love you. It's been great. I can't wait to talk more about it. So let me go ahead and talk about a little bit about the deck here. You know, these simple-minded Eastgate reviewers, they don't know too much about this stuff. So let me dive further into the technology that's inside of this insane deck. The real difference is it has lights. No, I'm just kidding. I got you, it's a joke. So this board is utilizing the newest snowboard technology. Basically what that means is that the compression of the fiberglass, the bamboo, the ABS plastic, and the grip tape inside of here makes a perfect sandwich. Look at this board. Oh yeah, look at the deck. Look at this deck. The beautiful concave, the perfect amount of flex. It is a little bit stiffer than the normal Zealot S series, but I can confirm that under the 220 pounds or 100 kilos that this board can take a beating and keep on kicking. Let me tell you so much, yeah. Anyways, so the beautiful thing is that the ABS inside of here does house the LED system inside of there. The LED system is a beautiful ambient purple system, which allows you even in broader daylight to notice that you do have something inside of your deck there. Always make sure to check inside your deck. Yeah, anyways. So under that, I'm just letting you know that there are 3 different options of LED light system there. There is the always on feature. There is the slow breathing. Yes, very important. And then there is the obvious flashing strobe system. Beautiful system inside there as well. You know, I'm just letting you all know. Anyways, I'll go ahead and let the Eastgate reviewer over here go ahead and, talk about what else he cares about. But obviously we know that I am more important as Dr. Eastgate. See you around, all right? Take care now. Okay, cool. Hey, thanks Dr. Eastgate for kicking me off my own review. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive a little further into the stuff that's not necessarily important for Dr. Eastgate to talk about. So these are their 8-inch gravity cast aluminum truck systems. Do say there are CNC aluminum parts along with this alloy aluminum gravity cast trucks. Try saying that 10 times fast. What I can say is that the 50-degree truck system with the bushing setup and the wheel setup, incredible carving and extreme stability at speed. I would say that even with like the Backfire Era 2 system and this system, this being the only 2 times I've ever actually used the Backfire system, fantastic in comfortability and speed. So comfortability, speed, everything is really there. I will say that I jumped on this board about 50 feet inside of my parking lot and then jumped in the car and drove to New York City. So my true 20+ mile range test that was on this board initially, jumping on this thing, was in New York City. So it's definitely putting it through its paces. And I can say that it definitely rivals the streets of New York, and I can say it's gonna go ahead and conquer your town. Now here's another system I want you to take a look at here as well. People are always saying that like, they need to have off-roading wheels, they need to be able to, go over certain things. Yes, comfortability is one thing, but check out this video right here where you can see me hitting this ground and it's just chunked up as all hell. I mean, these things are taking a beating. The trucks, the wheels, the board, everything about the system is literally taking a thrashing this video, and I'm still able to go ahead and ride over the top of this thing. Granted, I'm doing maybe 8 to 10 miles an hour over this, but still letting you know that you don't necessarily need to have larger diameter wheels to go ahead and take on really hard surfaces. These wheels, these trucks, this board really has handled this off-roading, crunchy road system, New York City's like massive potholes really well. So I'm gonna go ahead and chalk that up as a thumbs up there. While we're on the subject of the trucks here as well too, let's go ahead and talk about the brand new 96mm by 55mm by 80A durometer wheels. These wheels have actually like a stone wash finish to them, which allows you to have extreme grip, but underneath the aggressive braking, I did have a slide out or two. That was a little unexpected on my end. You can adjust your braking sensitivity, but for me as a heavier rider, being able to rip down on that brake and be able to slide out the board. You know, it's one of those things where it could, if you're not used to it, it could be a little uneasy, but I would say that it's something that is only in a situation when I was really aggressively pulling back on the brakes and coming to a kind of a screeching halt, locking up that back wheel there and sliding them out. Still, I think it's a fun situation because the wheels are fantastic. They're super grippy. And again, over the streets of New York City, under the rough roads, the potholes, the cracks, the separations, stuff like that, it did fantastically well. And then on the smooth end, where we're riding on the smooth Pier 76, this board really performed outstandingly well. Hitting top speed of 30 miles an hour for me even, it was definitely a fun, enjoyable thing. Beautiful, smooth acceleration, everything like that. The wheels can definitely handle that as well too. And they look great as well. Now there are 120 millimeter wheels they did come out with. They didn't send me those, but hopefully maybe in the future I can do a review of those for the Wheel Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. So let's get over on the bottom part here. 14S2P configuration of 58.8 volts is a really high voltage system. The 40T 21700 cells gives you a total of 403.2 watt hours with a 60 amp output. It's plenty of power. I mean, for a street board like this, it's enough power that you really don't need to go beyond this one. My opinion, for the price and for what this thing offers, it really is an incredible package deal. I think they really kind of focused on the market, heard what people wanted to say, and they knocked it out of the park. Their original Zealot S was a fantastic selling board. They just took a really good solid platform and upgraded everything they needed to upgrade on there. Backfire has created a 60 amp custom ESC with conjunction with the 14S2P and the smart battery configuration side there. It gives you a host of customization. Customizations as far as everything from your actual different modes from your eco, your sport, and your turbo mode, controlling all different settings inside there, along with individual cell monitoring system with their smart BMS. It actually can show you that on the remote. So say down the road, maybe a few years down the road, you're realizing that you're not getting as much charge as you were, you're able to actually see which cell is not charging up to full capacity and then contact Backfire at that point and be able to swap out new batteries. Incredible feature for such an incredible price. They definitely went above and beyond in that sense to showing what they can do as far as different technology in this area. Moving on to the motor system here. This is a belt drive board, 5255 at 875 watts per motor, 1750 watts total. Enough power to get you going where you need to go. I truly think that this board has enough power and enough range to satisfy most needs for anyone in this market. It's definitely one of those things where it's a beautiful board, it's got this beautiful whine to it, but nothing about it is jerky, nothing about it is like overpowering. You get on this board, it puts a smile on your face. Turbo mode, sport mode, eco mode, doesn't matter. You're able to go ahead and rip on this thing and really enjoy the carve on this board. I think the power is plenty enough to get me up a hill, along with zipping through New York City traffic, as you can see in these videos here. This is definitely the highlight of this board. The combination of these motors, these wheels, this belt drive, the powertrain, and everything along the lines, they really did focus in on the R&D and knock it out of the park in this sense. These motors are made specifically inside housing, so this isn't an off-the-shelf motor, and it shows. It definitely shows in that sense. One of the other things you can see on here too as well is that this board took a thrashing. Obviously, riding through New York City, it's definitely got some jagged streets, some potholes and stuff along those lines that way. You can see that we took some scrapes in the bottom of this deck here, no issue whatsoever, kept on ticking for the rest of the day, and honestly, I'm not worried about it at all. I think they did a fantastic job as far as really doing their research on this board. So let's go ahead and talk about this remote, because this remote alone is its own incredible piece of technology. This is their brand new Halo remote, first introduced for the Hammer Sledge. It's definitely one of the most interesting, most unique remotes that I've used to date. Everything from a beautiful LCD screen inside there to a fingerprint reader. That's insane. So go ahead and power this thing on. Got a beautiful logo that powers up there too, and it's already in turbo mode. So you can go to eco mode, sport mode, middle lets you go into turbo mode, and then you have your fingerprint reader here. Now, if you hold this down halfway and you let go of it, it has an incredible list of features from board power remote power, everything you need on here. Customization options for the different modes that are in there as well too. One thing that I will show you is this is the board power. So right now it's at 50.3 volts, remaining power is 50%, the battery temperature 20% C, but right there it shows you each and every single cell that's inside of there and monitoring it at a smart BMS. The smart BMS inside of here allows you to monitor each and individual cell, letting you know exactly where you stand as far as that goes. So right now you can see that the board is locked. So you can see right here that the board is locked. And when I have my thumbprint on there, it locks on vibrates. There you go. Now I will say that it is semi-accurate. See, that time it failed. Failed. Unlocked. So, granted, it's not the most accurate every single time, but it is a really cool feature that, especially if I go ahead and lock it, I can go ahead and put this thing in my pocket. I can't tell you how many times you've accidentally left a remote on, put it in your pocket, put it down somewhere, someone picks it up, it gets put in a bag maybe, and you don't realize it powers on, all of a sudden your board just flies across the parking lot. It's definitely a really cool, unique feature. Like I said, it's definitely, it works, let me tell you that much. A very intuitive thought, something that's outside the box there, their R&D department. It's really cool. They did a great job with this. And like I said, I really do like the remote. The one negative I would say probably with this entire board, this entire package is not necessarily even the board. It is necessarily the remote. It's a 1000 milliamp battery inside of here. Now, after riding for all day, the remote power is at 41%. It tells you 123 minutes left, about 1000 milliamps of battery capacity in total. So while that's a really cool feature and everything on here is really nice, it's almost a little too much overkill, because to have one ride and have 41% battery life left, that means I have to probably charge this up if I want to go back out for like another 20-mile ride. That's really not enough battery life for me on the remote. That's like my thing that I don't think about the most, I would say. A lot of these, these smart remotes that are coming out, you can probably last a good 4 or 5 rides on a single charge with these things. This one, I'm gonna have to say that I'm probably gonna have to bring a charger with me, or remember to charge it before the group ride, just like I remember to charge my board. Is that such a horrible thing? No, but it is a downfall, I would say, that, maybe they could have done like a low screen mode or something that could turn off, or dim mode. I'm not sure exactly how they can get around that, but I will say that after the 20+ miles of ride on here at 41% on the battery remote, I wish it just had a little bit more battery life in there. That's just my one thing. What is going on, guys? I know it looked a little different. The problem is that I actually didn't have the file recording when I was doing my closing thoughts on the Backfire S2. Of course, rookie mistake in my part. So here I am giving you my final thoughts. I think the Backfire has done an incredible job with marketing and promoting this at the right price point, with the power, performance, and everything that they have inside of there. From the battery pack, to the motor, to the custom ESCs, to the trucks, the deck, the lights, the remote control. Everything is a solid, well thought out, beautifully designed package design here for us. Tried and true, tested through New York City, initial thumbs up in my book. I mean, honestly, they really did go above and beyond when it comes to this price point for this much board. There are a lot of companies out there. There's a lot of different types of boards out there. I think that this is the best street overall board for right now, that if you're looking for getting into the sport and you're coming from a longboard background and you want to go ahead and jump into something that's not necessarily above the $1,000 price point and not necessarily the cheaper end, this is a solid board for you. I can't stress that enough. I mean, the only con that I have in this entire process is, I would say, the Halo remote battery life. It seems like every single time you go out for a ride, you're gonna have to probably charge the board and the battery remote as well. So if you go more than 25, 30 miles on this ride and your remote dies at that point, you're gonna have to plug that in and charge it up as well. That's just one thing, but the color screen and everything that this board has to offer inside of it, it's just it's a one kind of outweighs the other type of thing. So maybe you throw a backup battery charger inside of your backpack, little power brick there, bring a USB cable, plug your remote in when you're plugging your board in and charging up. If it's every single time you're going out riding, you're plugging it in, it's just one thing you gotta remember. But hey, if you have this board and you kind of get used to that, that's great. Otherwise, guys, the deck, the wheels, the battery, the power, the smoothness of it all. I really can't stress that enough, how smooth this board is. There's boards out there that you jump on and you go into turbo mode or the top speed mode, like speed mode 4, whatever it may be, and it's jerky. Like it's an initial bucks you back and forth. This is just smooth power all the way up through to the top. And I think it lends to their custom ESC, their custom motors, and their battery power. They really kind of dialed it all in there for us. I really do stress that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, go ahead and check out the link down below. It is an affiliate link, so if you do buy something through there, it does kick back a little money towards me to making these videos and putting all this time and effort into it. I really appreciate it, guys. And if you haven't yet, like and subscribe down below, thumbs up this video so that more people can get into the PEV world and we can get this community to grow bigger and bigger every single day. As always, guys, remember, always wear a helmet and stay safe. Peace.